for the last years, and she was right. But through the whole process, I've changed, and I saw that I really love her, and I would like to show her that. And I have really changed, and now I think I will be the best candidate for her to spend the rest of her life with me. Isn't the universe supposed to give me another chance, another shot with her? Thank you.
The universe gives you all sorts of chances, but it may not necessarily be with what you consider to be the same person. Because if there is something else that is now more representative, someone else that's now more representative of the changes you have made in your life, then if that person shows up in your life, you won't care that it's not the same person, because that person will feel correct, because that person is a reflection of the changes you have made as a perfect match. So don't insist that you know that you are the best candidate for that other person, because you don't actually know that for a fact. And it can be preventing you from actually attracting who you need that would actually be the best relationship for you. So just allow yourself to know you have changed. Allow what needs to come in, because even if it looks like the same person is coming back to you, it's not the same person, because if you've changed, they will have to change to match the changes in you as well. So don't insist on the look of who the person is. Allow yourself to simply let in the person that is actually the best representation of the changes you've made within yourself.
Hi, Bashar. My question is about variations of gender expression and the new species of humans that you speak of coming through. Currently on the planet, there's a lot of anger and violence projected towards people who are not cisgendered. And I was wondering if you could speak to us about transgenderism and variations of gender expression and how we can better understand each other's differences. Within this, I'm also curious about this new species of human that you speak of coming through, and if in that evolution we are moving beyond the old understandings of sex and gender, and if we are collectively moving towards a more androgynous expression. Thank you so much.
To some degree, you are. You will not lose the idea of the genders, but you will be more allowing of the understanding that spirit is everything and nothing, and can be anything in physical terms. So the idea of transgender people is a way of showing humanity that it can actually choose what to be in a far wider range of expressions than it may have previously thought, that it is more fluid than it thinks, that it is more capable of expressing itself in a multitude of ways than previously thought. So therefore, you have to look at the idea that it is an expression of spirit, that spirit can be anything and everything, and it can serve humanity to be far more flexible in its understanding of what it can be.
Hello, Bashar. So nice meeting you.
And you as well. What would you like to discuss this day?
Oh, my questions would be about my role as a first contact specialist. I know that as a child, during the night, I was taking part in the hybridization project. And also that nowadays, during the nights, I'm on the spaceship with the hybrid children. So I'm really looking forward as working as a first contact specialist. Why is it that I cannot remember anything from my experiences during the night?
You obviously remember something, or you wouldn't be having this question. So the idea is that there is a timing to remembering these things, and the timing at which you remember them is used as a barometer to understand how close contact actually is. So it's all right. Just move forward by acting on the formula, acting on your passion, and you will allow your life to unfold in a way where you will arrive exactly where you need to be, exactly when you need to be there, interacting with exactly who you need to interact with, and remembering what it is you need to remember. But there's no point in remembering it before you need to remember it. It's not time yet for you to remember a lot of the things you were taught on the ships, because those things don't come into play until you're actually interacting with the hybrid children on Earth.
Yes. And I sense that, well, I'm communicating with them telepathically.
Yes.
And I sense every now and then in the daytime, they are with me in the room, in my living room. And then sometimes I can't see them, but I sense them. And sometimes I visualize, or it just is an impression that they start materializing in my
Yes.
presence. So that's the way it might happen.
Yes, in a sense, because what they're doing is coming into a slightly altered version of physical reality that is just beyond the normal physical reality that you consider to be your physical reality, to entice your senses to stretch and perceive them in that reality. And the rate at which humanity can do that also is used as a barometer to understand how close those two realities are coming together when you start to be able to perceive what's in that reality and make it one reality, shift yourself to that version of reality where they also exist, because they exist in a slightly different version of physical reality than you do. So being able to sense that and see them more and more and more physically as time goes on means that those reality vibrations are merging and you're coming closer and closer and closer to the point of contact.
Yes, because during the daytime, I often hear myself saying, "Oh, yes, you're welcome." But then during the night, when I'm going to the toilet, I think, "Well, no, not now." So
Yes.
during the night, there's still a fear inside of me to meet them. Is that a problem to meet them in the daytime? Do I have to heal that?
Again, the idea is to look within yourself for anything that you are afraid might happen if you move forward in your passion and deal with it and let it go. Because again, remember, some of it is just unfamiliarity with their higher frequency that may cause your physical body to go into survival mode, because exposure to their frequency can make your physical body believe that it's actually dying. And that's why it goes into survival mode, which can feel like fear. So it's not about the idea even necessarily that you have fear beliefs to let go of, other than the idea that you have to get used to a different vibration that your physical mind and physical body interprets as death. Because a lot of the higher vibrations of interdimensional beings operate on a very similar frequency to that of spirit. And so your physical body can interpret that interaction and that frequency as if it's dying. And that may be mostly what you're feeling. You'll get used to it if you remove any fear of death that you have by understanding that you're already in spirit and that physical reality is just a projection from spirit.
Yes. Yes, and my highest excitement is channeling, going into the channel state. I do that a lot, as often as I can.
All
But then
right.
I notice I only channel my higher self. It really feels like me. But my highest excitement is to channel other species. Why
But you
is
start with your higher self. You start with your higher self, like many channels do, to get you used to the idea of operating on that level. If and when you start channeling for other people, then it may need to call in other beings. But the idea is that when you channel for other people who have questions that they want answers to, that grounds the information and energy in them and pulls it through you so that you don't have to think about it. But you're getting used to the state by dealing with your own higher self first. This is common.
okay, yes.
So the way to advance it is to channel for other people who have questions to which they really desire the answers. Then it may call in other kinds of beings.
And I already do that, but I
All
guess
right.
I'm not ready for the next step.
That's all right. And remember, there's nothing wrong with the information coming from your own higher self. It's every bit as capable as any other dimensional being or extraterrestrial in delivering information that can help people. So you may not necessarily insist on having to go beyond that. Just allow the information that serves people to come through from whatever source it needs to come through. Don't insist that you have to connect to other beings if your higher self is doing the job.
Yeah, clear.
All right?
Yeah, yes.
All right.
And
Does that
can
serve
I,
you?
yes, that does serve me. Can I
All right.
ask more, please?
Yes.
It would be about red light synchronicities and limiting beliefs. My highest excitement is manifesting an alien contact center, And in the Netherlands, we have an option to a beautiful piece of land next to the forest. And that would be a great place for that alien contact center.
All right, I cannot comment on this at this time. Just follow the formula and see what happens.
Okay. And how do I make the difference between red light synchronicity or a limiting belief or a lack of trust
With
inside me?
honest self-examination as to whether you are dampening the excitement or whether the passion still remains, but you're unable to act on the opportunity. Usually, red light synchronicity allows the passion to act on an opportunity to remain, but removes the capability of acting on the opportunity, whereas limiting beliefs can actually make the passion diminish.
Yeah, okay. Yes. Yes,
All right?
thank you so much. Yes,
All
thank
right.
you.
We thank you for your interaction. Aveo.
Aveo, thank you so much.
Yes.
Hi, Bashar. My name is Lisa, and I'm asking a question regarding your comments that there is no hole or center core in the Earth. And I know that there was a question about this a while back, and you said no, that there was no hole in the center of the Earth. However, Richard Byrd, in his personal journal, when he had his expedition on behalf of the United States in Antarctica, put in his notes that there was a hole in the Earth, and he actually flew his plane in this hole and actually met with aliens. I wanted to know more about your opinion on this and if you had any comments on that. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Yes, we have discussed this before. Many people, when they think they have actually entered the physical Earth, have simply gone through a portal into another dimension. They do not perceive that they have done this and therefore think that what they're experiencing is physically inside the Earth, when in fact it's in a different dimension altogether.